Investors and traders, welcome to the channel. Today is 15th of July 2024. I hope everyone is having a great day. In this video segment, we will be taking a look at the key US technology stocks. As always, this video is for educational purposes only and it is not a financial advice. So we'll start by taking a look at the QQQ, which is the Investco ETF for the technology stocks. And here, this is the weekly chart. We are seeing a pattern which is similar to the pattern that we have on the Nasdaq futures as well. So we have this big ABCD completed one-to-one price projection, uh, which is coming in from the lows of March of 2020. And then we also have the 1.618 expansion of this BC swing. So here, this pattern is complete, and our target has also been met. What could happen is because we have a confluence of the pattern and the Fibonacci expansion here, we could see a pullback actually happen here. And last time when we had the 1.272 expansion met, we had seen a pullback of this much magnitude. So there is a possibility of that, and then the bigger one, excuse me, was this one, which was about this much in magnitude. Here we go. So we'll have to wait and see, which will actually take it to the 20 period moving average. So there is a possibility of this. And if the market is really strong, and also we are in an election year, and we just, surpass this, then that's really bullish. What it will suggest is that the CD leg is extending, and that means that it could actually extend by 1.272 of the AB leg or 1.618 of the AB leg. So really interesting point where we are right here, right now in the um, tech stocks, the ETF. And let's go and take a look at the XLK as well. So I'm taking a look at the weekly chart for XLK. We have a similar pattern, but this is a little bit different in the sense that I believe the XLK has a little bit different composition of stocks perhaps, and this is the Spider Select Sector Fund, whereas the QQQ is the Invesco ones, are different suppliers. um, it had completed the big ABCD quite some time ago actually, and of course it's gone above the 1.618. At one time it was actually lagging behind the QQQ, so it's really interesting to see what is happening between these two key ETFs. But nonetheless, what we are seeing is consolidation taking place here as well. So we'll just keep on watching this. We have the similar scenario. We can see a pullback, happening in this one as well. Just like QQQ, they go pretty much hand in hand. Now let's take a look at the stock of Apple. Again, this is the weekly chart, and the week is not over yet. In fact, the week just started. But just wanted to show you that the target for us was anywhere between 235 to 237, and the stock has actually met our target. So you can see this blue ABCD one-to-one price projection. It just stock really went to $237 per share level today, and that is something that we were targeting for a long time. We became bullish around here, 165. In fact, we wanted to really see 163, and below 160 $160 the pattern would have failed. But the stock went down to 165, and that's where we were actually becoming bullish. And then the stock has had a really nice rally. So we'll just keep on watching. No further targets for the moment. Apple stock is really strong. Just to remind everyone, this here, right here, there were so many Fibonacci confluences that came together that when the market was making this bottom around here, we were actually getting really bullish. You can actually go and check in the archives. Now let's take a look at the stock of Microsoft. Here we go. And Microsoft, really interesting. It had completed its big one-to-one price projection of the lows of March of 2020 quite some time ago, but the stock is strong. It actually met and exceeded our targets because this is how strong the stock is, and you can see this purple cycle as well. The price is just hovering around it. So we're just watching a price action. Momentum really looks good for this stock, um, but the possibility for consolidation, maybe slight pullback is there for this stock as well, and we have already seen the patterns formation in QQQ and XLK. Now let's take a look at Amazon. Here we go. Amazon also completed this big one-to-one price projection ABCD, so we can see a pullback. Um, and of course, Jeff Bezos is also selling his stock, so there could be some influence. It's been a pretty strong run since January of 2023, but we really like to watch our patterns, and the pattern has been completed. If it extends, sure, the CD leg can extend. Then in that case, the extension of the BC leg comes at 216, and we also have, well, I've not drawn that, but we also have levels beyond that. But here we'll have to really watch the price action really carefully, because there is a strong chance that we can see at least a pullback happen in the stock. Right, then let's take a look at Meta. There we go. So the Meta stock, it's gone through some pullback. Looks like a kind of a little bit of a, well, not a little bit, but maybe there's some distribution going on in the stock as well. That's a possibility. Ideally, we would have liked to see 565. There's still a chance that it can actually do a formation like this. It'll be, I think, kind of an ending diagonal kind of pattern formation, but for us it will be a 3 drives to a top pattern to around 565, which is gonna be a pretty strong resistance level as well, because it will be the 1.618 expansion of this BC swing and 1.272 extension of this big AB leg. So a confluence of two really strong ratios coming together. Um, so the possibility is still there, but we are already seeing, we have seen some sharp moves in this one, which took right to the 38.2% retracement. So we are just really watching for this, but 565 as a possibility still remains there. On the downside, let's just draw a quick retracement for this one. Here we go. So the price is really at the 38.2% retracement. Let's have a look on this on the daily chart, in fact. So this is the daily chart, and we can see that the price actually is closing below the 20 period moving average, which shorter term is not that great. So the price is right at the 38.2% retracement. Um, yeah, and if it moves below this, then it can actually go and target this swing low here. Below that, I think then we could be looking at a scenario where the price will have a lot more room to move to the downside. So interesting one for Meta. Then let's take a look at NVDA. Actually, let's take a look at Google. Here we go. So this Google stock, we discussed this one before. Also, I think I showed this in the weekend review for the stock indices. It's got a pattern formation which is very, very similar to the NASDAQ 100 and also for the QQQ. It has completed the BC swing 1.618 expansion, and the one-to-one price projection was a little bit below here. So it's met our price projections because we were really looking for the stock to go between 170 to 195. The stock has done that. No further targets for the time being, just really carefully watching the price action, and the chances for a pullback in the stock are actually pretty high in my opinion. So there we go, that's it, Google. Now let's take a look at NVIDIA. Now the NVIDIA stock is interesting. I don't have my previous patterns there anymore because of the stock split, of the 1 to 10 split. So we were actually of the opinion that there's a chance that it could move to 146 to 154, but that hinges around the 135 level because that's the 78.6% retracement. And if we just go on a shorter term, let's say a 4-hour chart, we can see that there's 78.6% retracement, which is capping that. So this is really, really important. for higher targets. It needs to clear that, obviously. If we keep on seeing a failure over multiple trading days, the chances are that a further pullback is actually in play for NVDA. Now let's take a look at Netflix. There we go. So the Netflix stock is really testing the all-time highs from back of November 2021, and I'm pretty surprised it's not able to take that out, not even by a penny. And I would like to see it take it out by a penny, because that will start a new pattern, a new trend, a new wave. Um, so yeah, interesting what is going on with Netflix. So just really watching this one. You can see it's just gone into this gap formation right here. And let me draw this gap for you. Here we go. It's just gone into this gap, and yeah, there we go. That's found resistance there. Okay, now let's have a look at some other stock. Just trying to see IBM, a very interesting one, and this one is actually it had probably some news come out today or even last week. So nice move up right at the 61.8% retracement on the daily chart. It is also completing the small one-to-one price projection right at the 61.8% retracement, and this level around 185 could actually prove to be a good resistance because of the pattern formation. Let me draw the shaded area so it's a little bit easier to see that way. So what it means is that we could see perhaps a pullback unless it's able to clear this $185 dollars per share level for on two consecutive basis. The previous pullback was for this much magnitude. So initially we could see something like this happening, or at least the structural highs around 178. So a pullback in short term is expected for IBM. And now let's take a look at Shopify. There we go. So the Shopify stock, let's actually take a look at it on the weekly chart, because we were following it on the weekly chart. There was a chance it could uh, make this pattern happen to 100, but it's just gone sideways in consolidation. It's just really not moving as quickly as I would have liked it to. Um, but from a pattern perspective, this $56, that's where the support came in, is pretty important. If it breaks below this, then that's a pretty negative one, because that could mean we'll be in a one-to-one price projection ABCD to the downside. I think it's finding strong resistance from about 38.2% retracement, not even really close to that. So it's actually acting pretty weak, this stock. So be careful of this one. And then let's take a look at Zscaler. There you go. So the Zscaler one is interesting stock. It's pretty volatile stock, in fact. Um, on the weekly chart, what we are looking at is we have this point C, pretty good support around here, and based off this, we have the one-to-one price projections, which could take it to about 322 near term. Before that, there's like resistance between 263 to 286, and we have a bigger one which can actually take this much higher, but we'll take one thing at a time. Really important, it doesn't go below 155, because that will just negate this pattern that we are watching. Shorter term on the daily chart, I think we are in this ABCD. We could see 213 to about 220. That will be the 61.8% retracement, and it'll be really interesting once the stock is able to get here, because it could act this entire zone between 61.8% retracement and 78.6% retracement. We have this open gap here. Here we go. Let me actually draw it like this. So it looks like the price might actually want to go and target this open gap around here, and that's where we could see some resistance come in. So it'll be interesting to see when the stock gets there. Now let's take a look at Roblox. There we go. And in fact, Roblox has been doing pretty good for quite some time now. In fact, the rally that we are seeing in this stock is one of the um, longer lasting rallies for quite some time. Here we go, because if we just take the concept of a symmetry, this one is the biggest rally which we had seen, and then every time the market rallied about this or less than this, sellers came in, and this time we have actually taken this out. So that's an interesting development. Excuse me. So I'm thinking that 4350 is the 61.8% retracement. Looks like it wants to go there shorter term, really shorter term. And then a longer term, let's take a look on the weekly chart, and we can see that it's just been in this consolidation. This is the like a spring formation. This is the concept from the Wyckoff. And look at these rally in these white bars, which indicate bullish bars, bullish candles. It's for a number of weeks now, so that's good indication. 47 to 53, this is what we are looking at. This is the gap right here. The stock most likely is targeting this region. Fair amount of resistance in this zone. If it is able to clear 53.81, then ideally we want to see the stock reach about $67 per share level, because that's going to be the 38.2% retracement, and that's going to be a pretty real test, because it's going to be a pretty good resistance level. And if the stock is able to get above that, that will really put the stock in a different angle, in my opinion. And we could see some good acceleration coming into the upside in this stock. So really the key is that after this really long consolidation, whether it's able to break above the 68.2% retracement, that will be really interesting if it's able to do that. So this is what we are watching in the tech stocks. Hope everyone is having a great day, and if you like this video, give hit that like button. And if you find our technical analysis of educational value, then please do subscribe to the channel. And if you do, then please also hit that bell icon button. That way you will know when the new videos are posted. So good luck, good trading, and speak to you guys soon.